morning, San Antonio. Welcome to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live from Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is very centrally located. We're like between Blanco and then the next when you're going away from the airport, it's Blanco, and then it's Northwest Military. And so you just take the Northwest Military exit, and we're about 2 miles north of Loop 410. When you go past the light at Lock Hill Selma, you'll see us on the right-hand side. We're in a shopping center called the North Salado Village, and we're kind of right in the middle. Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. We open at 8 Monday through Saturday and go to 6:30, and then on Sunday, for your convenience, we are 11 to 5. If you would like to call the store while I'm on the air or later on today, the number is 210-341-1573. But that's not the only way you can find us. If you want to go to our website, it's happyhandyman.com. Out there, you're going to see almost all the products that I'm going to talk about today. And if you don't live in San Antonio, well, that is no problem. All you have to do is go out to our shop site out there and just order what you want, and it'll get right to you. And I do all that myself. So usually the very next day, I am shipping your stuff out. So it all just goes regular mail, and we have a really great freight rate. If you buy more than $20, whether that's 15 items or one item, the freight's $6. And then if you buy less than $20, it's $8.35. Now, I have to tell you, I, like you, like to buy some things online, okay? It's just convenient, okay? But what always gets me is I may want to buy something and the freight is almost more than what the product is worth, at least to me.
Never mind.
And so I'm going to really be working on getting our freight rate down. And I think what it's going to have to do with how many products that you buy. So stay tuned for that. I'm really going to work on that. Out there on the website, you're also going to have a way to get a hold of me. So if you have a question and you just don't like calling on the phone, you can email me out there. But if you want to know, it's happyhandyman2@yahoo.com. Okay? And out there, you're also going to see an article. I write an article every week that goes into the Houston Chronicle. That is something that started probably about 25 years ago. And I still continue to do that article. Daddy started it, and I picked it up, and we continue to do it. But if you want to see an article, you want to see something new, you can have it put right to your email. Just go out there and say, I'd like to be a part of your email, and you'll get it every week. Okay, let's get started. Go ahead and take off your freeze misers. I don't think we're going to get any more freezing weather. It may get cooler in the morning, which we're going to talk about some projects today that is perfect for cooler weather in the morning. Take off your freeze miser. Hopefully you kept the box that you bought it in, put it in there, and put it away. They're going to be warranted for 2 years. I sometimes get 3, but most of the time it's just 2. But if you were like me, I did not have any problems with freezing, and it's just so easy to use a freeze miser. So take it off, put your Y connector back on so you can have 2 garden hoses, and then put it up and keep it up until next year. Right now, let me tell you, we came across some paint in Ben Moore that had old labels on it. Ben Moore went through a change as far as labeling and things like that, and we had some older labels. The paint is still fine. I mean, absolutely fine, and some of it is just white, which you can use anywhere. I mean, even if you just wanted to use it as a primer, and it's going to go for $10 a gallon. This is $50 and $60 a gallon paint that I just want to get it off the shelf because the label is old. So if you're looking for some paint, come on in. I put it right underneath in the paint department. We have this big round table up there that you can look at colors and things like that, and it's right there on the bottom. Also, we still have some Melissa with M&M Eats and Treats. She provides our cookies and cake pops that we have on occasion. She does an excellent job, and she just does it like out of her kitchen, so it's not like they're mass produced. Oh my gosh, they are so wonderful. We still have a few left in some spring colors like butterflies and flowers, and then we also have some cake pops, and Jill's going to talk about that later when we have the little break in the show, but we continue on to Facebook. And that, if you didn't know, we are live streaming on Facebook right now. If you're not up this early, and I have to tell you, this has been a real change for me to be up and active this early in the morning. I know 9 o'clock is not that early for some of you. For me, it is. And so she's going to be talking to you about some gift items at the break in the half hour. I just want to remind everybody, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to David and Karen. They did a really good job talking about our show, but I want to tell you a lot of the things that David talks about and Karen talked about, Medina products, we carry here at the store. And one of my favorite ones is the Has to Grow. Now, I wasn't always an organic person, okay? I wanted to throw it down, get a result, and move on. And organics, I always felt they just take too long. But then I had a great salesman from Adams Wholesale. They're not Adams Wholesale anymore, they got bought, but that's the supplier that we buy our Adams from. And he explained it to me, so I want to explain it to you why you might want to make the switch from a synthetic, and that's what all these things are, like Scott's and other products like that, to an organic, which will be the products that Karen and David talked about on the garden show, to Medina. I carry a lot of Medina because I can get it easily, okay? Is when you put a synthetic on, it's like calling 911 when you don't feel good. They're going to show up real quick, and they're going to take care of the symptom right now. And then that's it. They're not, you'll probably go to the emergency room, they'll take it, they'll get you stable, and off you go back home, okay? That's what synthetics do. Synthetics are like a 911 to your grass, okay? But if you have an organic, it's like going to your doctor, and they find out what's wrong, they give you long-term care, and that's what organics do. And that's why I switched, because I wanted to take really good care of my lawn. And I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I do not know why some of these things work. You know, I don't know all the, it's got this much nitrogen, it's got this much this, I just know that product works. And so I use it. And one of those products is Has to Grow. Has to Grow is so easy to use. They make it in a lawn, they make it in a plant, and right now is a great time to use it. It's cool in the morning. Just hook it up to your hose, spray your yard. That's it. It's not any harder than that. And that's what I like about a product for my grass. All right. I just wanted y'all to know that. And so we can get started. I said it's cool in the morning right now. So what are some projects that we can do right now? And right now is a really good time to stain your deck and stain your fence. And I want to talk to you about a product line today called Cabot. I just got back last weekend. You probably were able to know that I played the same show twice, okay? But it was such a good show. And I was in Denver, and it snowed. It was absolutely beautiful. And let me tell you this, folks. When it gets cold here, it is like cold to the bone, right? When it gets cold there, you can put on a light jacket and walk around. I don't understand why, but I was walking out in the snow with a jean jacket on and felt completely comfortable. It was absolutely beautiful. But anyway, all right, so I went by the Cabot booth because Cabot is one of my favorite stain lines. They're oil-based, okay? And I have tried having a water-based stain. It just does not work. I ended up almost giving away the stain. It just did not work. It should have worked, but it didn't. It didn't sell for y'all because y'all are so, everybody has done such a good job telling you that oil is better for your fence, okay? Just like you put oil in your hair to keep it from flying away and dry, that's the same thing you want to do for your fence. All right, so Cabot has a brand new line. I'm going to tell you about all the lines and how easy they are to use and which one is better for one. So if you need to take notes real quick, get out a pencil and paper, and I'll tell you some things. But they have a brand new. How many of you have a deck and you don't have a cover on it? Maybe you have some umbrellas out, and the part that is not covered by an umbrella, when it gets up to 100, 105 here in San Antonio, it is impossible to walk on. Am I correct? It is so hot, you make a run between the back door to the pool or to the hot tub to get out, and because that deck gets so hot. In fact, we did a test while we were there at the Do It Best show, and he had a heat lamp on it, and the wood on just regular stain was getting up to 150. That's hot. I mean, that's what you put your oven on to start with, and nobody wants to be inside the oven. And so you think about your grandkids, and you don't want them to burn their feet, right? Okay. They have this new product. Now, it only comes in 3 colors now, but what they're working on is getting it in a tint base. That's what most of the Cabot colors are now. They're tint bases. So you can make any color that you want to. And they have a heat reducing solid color stain. It is a solid color. You still see some grain coming through. It's not like Deck Correct, which is almost like paint. And guess what the temp was? 95. It dropped that much. It was amazing. You could put your hand on it. It was not hot. You could walk across it comfortably. We're going to be bringing it in. We do not have it right now, but we will be ordering, and it will be here Tuesday. Okay, so it is a Cabot heat reducing color stain and seal with cool feel technology. That's a whole lot to put on a label, right? But the idea is it's going to be cool to walk on, and what would be better than that? Now, and how are you going to put it on? Roll it on. Roll it on. It goes on so easy. Your surface should be clean, free of any previous finishes, okay? Because this one has to be put on regular wood, and then you just roll it on. It's so easy. I'm going to find out some more hints and see if you already have a stained deck, if it can't go over that. I don't know why it couldn't. Oh, and I asked them, well, why is it cooler? It has crystals in it that reflect the heat. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's going to come in a Hampton gray, a cashmere brown, and a little bit deeper brown. Okay. All right. Now, they make so many other bases. Okay. One of them is a Cabot Australian Timber Oil. This is for completely brand new wood. If you want a lot of grain to show through, it comes in 5 colors. This is the only one that comes in pre-colors, and they last for about 3 years. They have a great UV rating, and it gives you a mold and mildew resistant finish. Now, one of my favorites is Cabot Gold. Okay, Cabot Gold, and I'm showing some people on Facebook right now because I had a quart size of that. What is Cabot Gold? Cabot Gold is a stain and a finish, like a varnish finish, and you can use it on your deck. I have seen some people use it on the fence, and it is absolutely gorgeous. You have to put on 2 coats. You do not have to sand between coats, and it will give you a unique polished finish. They mainly talked about it for furniture, but let me tell you, you could put it on your deck, and like say you have wood floors in your house, you could get a color that would almost match to your wood floors, and it'd be like a continuation of your wood floors outside. It's beautiful, and like I say, if you want to use it on your fence, it looks gorgeous. Then they have a Cabot Transparent, which is it is a little more solids than just the Australian timber oil. It darkens the wood a little bit, okay? And then it's water repellent. It's a deep penetrating oil, so it's going to go deep into the wood and give you a lot of protection, and it's fade resistant. You want to use it on new or reconditioned exterior wood, okay? In other words, maybe you have stripped it, and they do make a stripper for these stains. In fact, I sold one to a couple the other day. They had a very dark stain on their fence, and they wanted to brighten it up. And then there is a semi-solid. So why would you use a semi-solid? If you're trying to hide some imperfections in the wood, okay? It's a 1-coat finish. You want to use a roller and a brush. So you're going to roll it out, like say your deck is, fits right close to your house. You want to roll it to about 1 inch, and then use a brush to finish and continuing it, okay? And it will give you probably, if you have a cover on your deck, it's going to last years, okay? It's when you expose that stain to UV that it's really tough on it. But you should get at least 3, maybe 4 years, depending on what kind of sun you get. And then the last one is Deck Correct. And I want to tell you a little story about Deck Correct. All right, when I bought my house, the deck was really nice, and it extended way into the yard. And I told Dad, because the stain on it was horrible. It looked like he had stained over and over and over, and there was Thompson's water seal, and it was peeling, and the deck color did not look good, but the way it was in great shape. It was solid, it was great. And I told Dad, I'm going to take this deck off and rebuild another deck. He goes, why would you want to do that? He says, do you know how much a new deck costs? I really didn't. I found out later on. So fast forward, and I decided I was going to redo my deck and color the deck. And I decided I wanted something that would show the grain in the wood. So I started sanding my deck. Well, I was about maybe 45 minutes into that sanding, and I had gotten maybe 3 foot done out of a 30-foot long fence. And I sat down and cried. I went, I am smarter than this. I know I'm smarter than this, because this is not working. So I went back to the store, and I had a color that matched my wood floors, and I had it made in the Deck Correct. Now it is like almost a full paint finish, but it is a stain, okay? Let me tell you, that I've had my house 11 years, and that deck still looks good. It has, the only place that is faded I spilled some uric acid on it going to the hot tub. And it faded it a little bit there, but it's not bad. I just, it really isn't. So if you're looking for something long lasting for your deck, it's not for your fence, for your deck, and you want to cover up a multitude of sins, use the Deck Correct. If for your fence, I would use this semi-transparent, okay? It's just, and another thing that's nice about the Deck Correct is it's skid resistant. So you can put it up right next to your pool, and if it gets wet, it's not slippery. So it's got a lot of things going for it, but if you want to see some grain, it's not the one to use. Deck Correct, roll it on. I cannot tell you how easy. When I pulled on, I did it in about, I say maybe an hour, and I went back in a couple of days and put on another coat. Now another thing is I had a lot of splinters on that deck because it was old. It will completely seal down the splinters, so if that's a problem for you, and it will cover up and fill cracks up to 1/4 of an inch. It's just a great product. All right, now another project that is really good to do for right now, and that is to clean your windows, okay? Cleaning your windows, do not take down the screens. You want to find a product that you do not have to take down the screens on your windows, because let me tell you, you will damage those windows trying to get them off. And then when you try to put them back on, they won't go on well. So leave them in place. The only thing that, there's a certain type of screening that blocks the sun. The name is kind of escaped me. I'll remember it after the break. And solar screens. Okay, solar screens. This stuff will not go through solar screens. But if you want to clean your windows a real easy way, pick a product that you can hook up to your hose. The one I like the best is Zep. Okay, Zep, outdoor glass and surface. And so I'll talk to you about a lot of things. You just want to make sure that that you hook it up to your hose. If you have a second story, start there first, okay? And all you do is you hook it up to the hose, you turn it to rinse and wet down the window, okay? Then you turn it to clean and clean the window. It will suds up. Let it work for just a few minutes, and then turn it back to clean and rinse the window off. And you want to do it in the cool of the morning, and this is why. All these products have like a sheeting action in them. There used to be this product that was the only one on the market many years ago. It was called Rinse EZ. And those of you that probably listened to my dad a million years ago, he talked about Rinse EZ so much because he used it all the time at the lake. Well, since then, Rinse EZ has sold, and now the products that we have are Zep, okay, Crud Cutter. I like Zep the best because of the price, and you have to remember, any Zep products, they're a professional strength, okay? So don't get confused by the price, because sometimes the price will be $3 or $4 less than everything else that's on the shelf. They're a great product, okay? And then there's Crud Cutter, and then there's Windex. Windex I put last on the list. I'm just not a big fan of Windex, but it kind of works the same way. But Zep and Crud Cutter, they're evenly matched as far as how well they do. And then you can clean your outdoor furniture with them. And so like if you have a glass tabletop chair, you can clean that. You can clean your other outdoor furniture. It's just a real simple way to clean your windows. And I noticed the other day, oh my gosh, my sliding glass door screen is so dusty. And I know why. Because I was there the other day when they were mowing my yard, and then they blow through on the deck and they take all that dust that's on my deck and it hits that screen, and you almost can't see out the screen. And so I'm going to be I'll show you all video when I go tomorrow. I'll have some hours in the morning before I have to be at work, and I'm going to clean my windows. And so I'm going to use the Zep because it's so easy, and I'm going to clean it. I'll show you before and afters, okay? So if you're looking for a window cleaner, remember, do it in the cool of the morning so you get this sheeting action, because if the glass is too hot, it will streak. So right now it's 50 degrees in the morning, and so it's a perfect time to clean your windows. Okay, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Cale, and he's going to give us a really cool tip about San Antonio and a product. And during the break, Jill is going to be on because Facebook is still going on, and she's going to tell you about all the new products that we have here at Johnny Chuck's Home and Hardware. You've been listening to the Happy Handyman Show. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. It is time for a few of our favorite things. And we have got a lot of new things. Trudy's singing. We've got a lot of new things in from Market. And let me just start off with the baby stuff. Goosey's. I don't know if you guys have seen this line here or purchased it already. It's a super soft material for babies, and their patterns are adorable. So this one's called Barks and Birdies. It's little golden retrievers playing golf for the boys. And then Puppy Chic is for girls. All these little poodles out on the town. So cute. So they come with matching bibs, matching blankets, and we've got a whole back wall full of baby stuff. In addition to the baby line is these new activity things called, what are they from? Cottage Door Press. We've got two different ones that teach them things about Bible verses. This one is really cute. It tells them stories and songs from the Bible. It's portable. See, they've got a little handle there. It comes with 11 different books. There's the birth of Jesus, the Easter story, poems and prayers, all kinds of little books. And you just turn the dial and they play it and they can listen along. This one is similar. It has the same kind of information. It's in little paper cards. You slide it down in there and they press the buttons, and then they can hear and learn all about that stuff. This would make a great Easter gift or new baby or birthday gift. And now how about something for yourself or your home? A lot of you know the Orleans brand over there in the fragrance section. It's made in Marble Falls, Texas. And we brought in the new scent from them called Sanctuary. It is a beautiful floral, kind of soft, pretty dusty rose color. So we have it in both candle sizes. The diffuser, which is a really pretty little reed diffuser with these flowers in it. And that is a great way to fragrance your home. Another fragrance line that's new, Max Benjamin. Trudy and I found this at Market, and we both really liked the sleek packaging. The fragrances are real nice. We brought in their car diffusers, which is one of those you just stick right there in the air conditioning vent. And this one, Aquaviva, is my favorite. It's very pretty, fresh ocean air, kind of cologne scented. They also have True Lavender, Lemongrass Ginger, White Pomegranate, French Linen Water. And this is what's cool too, these little scented cards. It's a small little way to scent wherever you need, in your closet, in a drawer, even in a trash can. You need a little small area, you want to hang this up to get a nice scent. And really small, this would make a great thing to mail someone if you needed to mail a gift. Now we're gonna move on to kitchen. This is one of our kitchen gadgets on aisle 2. The entire aisle is kitchen gadgets, lots of great stuff. This garlic dicer is the best one ever. I brought mine from home to show you. You simply put the little cloves of garlic right in here. Okay, see if you can see it. It's got little grates, and you press down Real easy. It doesn't require a lot of effort. All the little diced pieces land in here, and it can hold a lot. Then you just open it, put it in your recipe. And for cleaning, it's got this little white piece that it slides out and gets all those extra pieces that are caught in those grooves, which also makes it nice to clean up too. So, garlic dicer aisle 2. Aisle 2 also has really beautiful olive wood utensils, which would make a great gift for yourself or anyone who's maybe getting a new home. And right next to that, you've probably heard Trudy talk about this, Howard's cutting board oil to keep them looking nice. If you go further down aisle 2, you're gonna find cookbooks. And I'm gonna show you just a couple here. The Southern Entertainers Cookbook is so pretty. This has very simple recipes, but very traditional Southern. It's got it all laid out by picnic, Easter, backyards, the whole menu just planned out for you. Look how pretty. Cheese wafers.
Do we have 30 seconds?
We are running out of time. Let me just show you real quick one of the cookies from M&M Eats and Treats. If you hurry, you can get one of these, and they are lemon flavor. They are amazing. They're about to start, so I'm going to get out of the way.
Okay. Okay, welcome back to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live from Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. We're located at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, where our phone number is 210-341-1573. And if you're watching on Facebook, I want to thank you, Jill, for such a very entertaining 4 minutes. And but now, and if you have a question about anything that she talked about, then just give us a call, 210-341-1573. But now we have the tip master and the trivia master. So this is Cale.
Hello.
Cale has, I like to say he has a long history in the radio and TV business.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Tell them who your dad was.
My dad was the chief meteorologist at KSAT 12, meteorologist Michael Lozano, and I grew up around radio and TV my whole life. And you don't grow up the son of a meteorologist without picking up a lot of information about geology, geography, science, all that.
It's so interesting. He tells us these things all the time, and we're all like going, "Whoa, how did you find that out?" And it's just like what he says, you just don't hang around this stuff without learning. So what is your trivia for today?
Okay, well, we got some rain last week.
Yes.
And it seemed like it had been a long time since we'd gotten any rain.
It always seems like that,
I know,
right?
it does. It's either feast or famine.
Right.
So how long do you think it has been the longest stretch that we ever went without measurable rain?
Okay, I cheated. He asked me this earlier, and I said, I don't know, 200 days. I mean, I think back in the 50s, they had some really droughts.
They did have some big droughts in the 50s, but actually in 1993, through June through most of August, we went 63 days without any rain.
See? And y'all think we don't get any rain. We do. It was just back in 1993 that we didn't. Yeah.
But
some of you don't even remember 1993. I remember 1993 very well.
yes. Well, and with as it being such, we're going to be watering our lawns a lot more.
Yeah.
And have you ever gone out there and you put your sprinkler on or your sprayer on, and all of a sudden it leaks. So you take it off and you look and your washer is gone. Well, that's why we have this thing that's called Flexi. It's a male and female washer that always stays on. It never comes off.
See, and I never knew that. It's like attached and part of the deal. That is
Yeah, so it never comes off. I use it at my house just because I was always losing these washers. And along with losing the washers, we also have the nozzle caddy right here. And basically this, you can attach it to the side of your porch or wherever you have your hose. It also snaps right on to a PVC pipe just like that.
Yep.
And it keeps all your nozzles and all your washers, everything right in where you need them.
So organized.
Oh, it is. It is. And I never have to look for anything, or it's always right there.
You
know?
can't use that excuse, right?
Yes. No, I can't.
No, gotta water. Everything's right here.
I've got the sprinklers, I've got my washers, I've got my sprayers, I've got everything right there.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, originally when we got these, remember me telling you what they were made for is if you run over your hose and the connection that you screw your handle on and stuff like that gets bent. And then what do you got to do? I mean, most of the time you got to cut it off, right? And then attach a new end on it. Well, that's what these Flexies were originally made for. You would straighten out the end, and these are a flexible plastic, or I don't know if they're plastic or silicone or
Some kind.
something. They're not just flimsy, okay? They're really good. And then you would put it on the end in any little area that wasn't exactly round. This took care of.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I've had mine for a couple of years, and it's worked great every time.
Since you started working
Yeah,
here.
exactly. It's one
Yeah.
of the first things I ever bought.
What? See, there you go. All right. Hey, thank you
Okay.
so much for the trivia.
Sure.
And you start working on next week, okay?
Yeah, okay. We'll,
All
we'll
right.
see y'all later.
And you know what you have to go do now, right?
Yes, I do.
Go to
Bye-bye.
work. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go back, and I want to talk to you about some things. We had some questions that come in. A while ago I told y'all about that we have the website, and if you want to, you can email me and ask questions and stuff like that. And it's real easy on the site because there is a little icon for it. All right, so I had a lady that texted me, and she said that she had these great bar stools, and she said that unfortunately they had gotten to where they had a little bit of a wiggle in them, and she was wanting to know what all she would have to do to take them apart and re-glue them, because she said, I don't want to get rid of these bar stools. They are the perfect height for my bar. And she said all this stuff her bar was custom made, and then and it took her a long time to find bar stools that were the right height, and she didn't want to get rid of them. And I said, you don't have to take the bar stools apart. You can use a product called Tight Chairs. It was originally called Wonderlock 'em, but they have put on the edge Tight Chairs. And this is, you do not have to take any of this bar stool apart. Or if you're working on a stair railing and some of the rungs are loose, any wooden product, chair legs, table legs, anything. If it's wood and it wiggles, you can use Tight Chairs. And it has this long needle nose dropper. And how you want to use it is you just want to clean the area where you're going to be working. And when I mean clean, just take some acetone or paint thinner on a rag and clean the area. And then you want to drop down into the part that's wiggly, because you're going to have some space there because it wiggles, and drop it down in there. And it's like water. It's not thick, so it won't roll in. It goes right down into the little area that's kind of wobbly, and it will start tightening up, because it is like a super glue, but it's not like any super glue that you have ever seen. So it will go down, it will penetrate down into the joint, okay? And it doesn't expand the wood, okay? It just goes down into the joint, and it will dry clear and dry sturdy, okay? So if you have a problem with any bar stools, chair legs, table legs, spindles on a deck or inside the house on the stairway, this is the product that you want to use. Don't take it all apart. Too much trouble. Just use the Wonderlock 'em Tight Chairs. Comes in a couple of sizes, but this is nice to use. All right. I have to tell you, I love color, okay? I love paint I think y'all can tell that from me talking about paint so much. It is the easiest, least expensive way to make a change around your house. And so I decided on the program that I was always going to give you some hints about color and what colors go together. So let me show you some of the colors that I have picked out. The first one is it's these three colors right here. It is Featherstone by, oh, and these are all going to be Ben Moore colors. Featherstone for like the siding, if you want to paint your brick, your stucco. It's a nice neutral color, but not pink, not yellow, completely neutral. Okay, and then if you want to paint your door, there is Polaris Blue. It looks so good with this color. It's a pop of color, but yet it's not like in your face. Have you ever driven around the neighborhood and somebody says, oh, I'm going to paint my door red, and they pick a red that is in the red light section? Okay. And then, or they pick a blue that needs to be done during fiesta, and that's the only time. Okay, this is a very soft blue. However, if you're watching on Facebook, you can see that it stands out with this other color called Featherstone. And then for any trim work, like shutters, or your trim work around the house and around the roof, you want to use a color called Night Horizon. It's beautiful. Okay, now, and all these colors, like if you are driving right now and you go, she's showing them on Facebook and I can't see Facebook, just go to the website and just go to our Facebook, which is Johnny Chooks Home and Hardware. Okay, we have so many names. Johnny Chooks Home and Hardware Facebook page, and you'll see it. Okay, then I picked another one. This one has 4 different colors. So maybe you have trim, and maybe you have 2 different areas of the trim, and maybe you have shutters. Okay, so the wall color or the siding color should be Raccoon Hollow, another nice, very neutral color. The trim is called Coastal Fog. Okay, and then the shutters is Deep Creek. And then for a door, if you want a black door, okay, this one's super nice. It's called Black Satin. And it's not like just stark, like black, white, black. Have you seen some people that are trying to do that black, white on the houses? And it's just too stark. It's just too much of a difference. You want something softer. For one thing, your neighbors will hate you, and you will get tired of it really easy. Pick these softer colors. If you have any question about these colors, give me a call, and I'll talk to you about it. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I had a lady that texted me, and she said she has a front door, okay? And she said, you told me I could use Restore Finish on my front door. But when I looked on the back of Restore Finish, it says not to use it outdoors. Okay, you can use it on your front door. It's absolutely fine for the front door. We have used it on front doors forever. And what Restore Finish will do, how many of you have a west facing front door? Okay, and so what happens is as the sun goes down, it starts beating on that bottom half of your door. And then before you know it, you have an ombre door, and not in a good way, right? So the bottom half starts losing color. Before you start to lose the finish, and what I mean the finish is the varnish that is on top of your door. Because when somebody originally did the door, they stained it and then they varnished it. And if you were lucky, they were smart and they used a spar varnish. A spar varnish is what you want to use on the outside of the house. anything that says spar varnish. Usually there are some spar polyurethanes. I stay away from them, usually because polyurethane you want to use on the inside of the house, because your front door, it's going to move, especially here in San Antonio, because we have such extreme. I mean, we started out at 50 this morning, and we're going to go up to, I think, probably 80 today. So there's 30 degrees. And so a wood front door is going to move with the heat. So use a spar varnish. But back to our original. You can use Restore Finish on the door, and all you do is you put it on a soft rag. I like to use those Libman's microfiber on a roll. They're like paper towels on a roll, except they're a microfiber, and they're so inexpensive. You get 15 of them for like $7.99. And so if you do a messy job, you can just throw it away and not feel guilty about it. So you're going to cover your front door, okay? And you're going to go in the direction of the wood. Put on one coat, thin. It's always good to do that, okay? And then wait about 30, 45 minutes, and it's dry. If it doesn't look as good as you want, so in other words, the color is not as deep as you want, put on another coat, all right? And then let it dry. And then what you want to use afterwards that is just will help that door so much is a product called Sunshield, also made by Howard's. Sunshield is a wood conditioner and a UV protectant. It's made from beeswax, orange oil, and another one that I can't remember. Sorry. But it is so good for the outside, okay? You can also use Sunshield, like if you get teak furniture and you want to put a finish on it, you want to protect it, you can use Sunshield. You don't have to go everywhere trying to find a teak oil. You can use Sunshield. If you buy just a regular outdoor furniture that has no finish on it and you don't really want to put a finish on it, you don't want to stain it, you just want to leave it natural, you can use the Sunshield. It is going to deepen the color, but it will protect it. And it's so easy to do. Like I said, you just put about a quarter's worth on a microfiber rag like the Libman and go in the direction of the wood. And that's it. So now your door will be a complete, like newly refinished door, and you will protect it. And you'll be good for another year. Because if you have not checked what the pricing is for doors to get them refinished, let me tell you, it's got a comma in it, okay? And I try to get away from those numbers. All right, so now, we got another question, and hopefully these questions help you. I'm gonna tell you, we are gonna go and we're gonna start taking questions on the air. But I wanted to get into this time schedule really well before I do that, okay? All right, so another question that I had was a woman said that her daughter has a bathroom upstairs, okay? And she says that they never use that bathroom. They never use the toilet. And so what happens is, since they never go upstairs, they don't clean as often up there because nobody's up there. So what they get is a very hard water stain, a ring in that toilet. And she says, we try to remember to go up there and flush so we don't get that, but we always do. What do we do? Because nothing we have used on it so far has taken off that hard water ring. Okay, so always delete germ. You could put this in the toilet and just leave it there. It won't hurt anything because it's diluted from the water in the toilet. You see, one of the best things to clean your toilet with, it is a de-limer over anything else. A lot of toilet bowl cleaners that you see, that they tell me, oh, it got rid of that mildew stain that was on there right away, and Delete Germ doesn't. You are getting rid of that mildew stain because the toilet bowl cleaner has so much bleach in it. You're never getting rid of that hard water stain. That will build up. And then, but Delete Germ actually will break that down. And then a lot of time those hard water stains are above the water line. So even if you put Delete Germ in, it's not getting to where the hard water is. And so let's get it off the very first time. And then after that, all you gotta use is Delete Germ in the toilet and a good stiff toilet bowl brush. Okay, you wanna use a product called Flexi Scour. These things are amazing. Okay, and they're like $1.99. They're a flexible screening product, okay, that has pumice infused in it. And so it will take off anything. And the nice part is they're flexible. So if you have, you know, the curves in your toilet and you have like a square pumice stone, it's hard to do that. But this works really well. So Delete Germ and a Flexi Scour, and you will not have any problem getting off hard water stains in your toilet. You just put a couple of rings in the toilet. Another way to do it, to clean your toilet from the inside out, lift the lid on the tank. The overflow pipe that comes up is open at the top. You just flip the lid on the Delete Germ, squeeze it in there, just give it a squeeze. It'll be about a half a cup. Put the lid back on, let it alone, just leave it alone. And it'll go down through, luckily if you're, hopefully if they're open, the rim of the toilet, down all those little holes underneath there, and clean your toilet from the inside out. Because that's usually why you have to flush twice, is because all of that builds up hard water. We're in San Antonio. Okay, now if you also, Delete Germ is great to use in your on your shower. If you have ceramic tile, if you have a porcelain tub, in other words, if you have a shower curtain and the magnets in it will stick to the tub, it's porcelain, okay? And so you can use Delete Germ, and Scotch-Brite makes a scrubby, those green scrubby pads. They also make one called Extreme. I like those too. And you just put it on there. You clean immediately. In your toilet, you can let Delete Germ sit for days. In fact, like when I go on vacation or when I go on these trips like to Dallas, the first thing I do is I go to the toilets and I put Delete Germ in it and let it sit for 2-3 days because it cleans down below the water line. But when you're cleaning in your shower and in your bathtub, you put it on, immediately start cleaning, okay? Immediately. Do not let it say, okay, I'll let it sit for a little while so it will work. Don't do that, okay? Start cleaning and then rinse. And it will remove all the hard water, all the soap scum. We've had people say, I had no idea my toilet could look so good. My bathtub could look so good. Or I was thinking about replacing all the tile in my shower. No, it looks great. It will completely take that off and it will look like brand new tile and a brand new toilet. I keep saying toilet. Bathtub. Bathtub. I told you, this is early for me. All right, one more question that we went, and I want to talk to you about that. But first of all, let me tell you where we're located again. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, and I did wait too long. The phone number here is 210-341-1573. If y'all are watching me on Facebook, I would love it if you would like and follow. Share it. Share it with some people that you think might be helped by this program. I would love to meet you if you come into the store. And that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. But by all means, you remember one thing. It will always be a great day to paint. See you next week.